Hey guys, it's me, Sarah Weber, and today we're going to be doing a little somewhat story time kind of thing. So this would have happened a week ago because I'm filming this early, but today, something happened in class that kind of got me a bit upset. So I walk into my English class today and we have a supply teacher. So this guy doesn't know anyone in the class, obviously, because he's a supply teacher. So he starts taking attendance and I can already tell, like, this guy seems like the type of dude who doesn't understand the concept of a girl in anything but a dress. So I already knew when he got to my name there was going to be some confusion. At the end of the attendance he gets to my name, so he calls Sarah. And I say, here. And he calls it again. And I said, I'm right here. And he goes, you're Sarah. And I said, yep. And he goes, no you're not. And I go, yes, yep, that's me. I'm pretty sure that's me. And he's like, no, you're not Sarah. And I said, sir, I'm Sarah. And so he's like, what's your last name then? And I said, Weber. And he goes, okay. But like, this guy's not buying it. I can tell, like, he was like, okay. So he finishes up and starts writing stuff on his papers. I'm sitting at my desk and just doing my thing. About a minute passes and he comes up to me and he goes, what's your name? I said, my name is Sarah. He said, no, you're not Sarah. And I said, dude, I'm Sarah Weber. Like, I'm not trying to, like, fill in for anyone. I'm not trying to, like, I don't know what he thought I was trying to do. I'm just trying to go to class, you know? And he's like, no, you can't be Sarah. You want to know why? Because Sarah is a female name. And I went, yeah, you're right. So I'm thinking he would get the hint that by me going, yeah, you're right, it is a female name. And that's me. That he'd get, oh, maybe this person's a female. But no, from the moment that the teacher walked over to my table group, the other two girls who were sitting with me were kind of like, okay, why is this guy, like, what's he doing? Like, go back to your desk. This guy won't quit. He's like, you're not Sarah. And I'm like, dude, my name is Sarah. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. And he's like, okay, well, let me see some ID. Do you have your student ID? And I'm like, is this guy for real? Now the two girls beside me, their jaws drop. I'm like, is this guy for real? Like, you're gonna make me pull out my ID to prove to you that I'm the student in this classroom. I'm telling you my name's Sarah Weber. Sarah Weber's on the attendance. It's me. But he's not buying it yet, and I'm like I wasn't like about to like argue with him. I wasn't in the mood for that right now. Didn't have enough energy. I just wanted to get on with the day. So I pull out my ID and I'm like, hey, this is my student card. I go here. I'm Sarah. That's me in the picture. And he's looking at the card like pretend this is a card. He's looking. He's like, he's reading every detail, trying to find something that makes it look like a fraud. Like, this guy's not buying it. He's really searching for something to be like, no, this ID is fake. You're not Sarah Weber. This guy. So he's looking real hard, and I'm waiting, and the girls here are like, really? He didn't find anything. Like, he definitely did not buy it. So, like, he puts the card down, he's like, okay. And I'm like, you don't believe me, do you? And he goes, no, well, you can't. And then right there, the girl that was sitting like diagonally from me, she cuts him off. She's like, excuse me, do you know where you are? Like, do you know what school you're at? She was going off. She was like, you know, like, people can like dress how they want and identify how they want, and her gender has been stated and her name has been stated, and you should just accept that, and like, you're not in any place to argue with this student. And I was like, thank you, yes girl. And like, he was just kind of like, whoa, like, I didn't mean to. And then he was like, okay, you shouldn't argue with me, go to the vice principal and talk to him about it. I was like, what are you saying? I don't know what he was probably just really confused. So anyway, he goes down and he sits at his desk, and that was the end of it. He probably still didn't believe me, but whatever, he let me stay in the class. I can understand him being confused when I answered Sarah to the attendance. I already figured that was going to happen. That does happen sometimes, especially if like the teacher's older and it's a supply and they don't know me. They'll be like, are you sure? Because my voice isn't like, it doesn't sound like, I don't sound like a man's voice, but it's definitely not like obviously a female's voice, I guess. So when they say Sarah and I go here and they look over, I obviously buy all my clothes from the guy section, so like, I can understand the confusion, but once I correct you and say, no, yeah, I'm Sarah, I'm in this class, that should be the end of it, you know? Like, you shouldn't be arguing me on who I am. And that's just something that like kind of ticks me off. Like, the confusion doesn't bother me, 100% makes sense. But when someone tells you something, leave it at that. I understand he was trying to make sure everyone who needed to be in that class was in that class and no one else. I get that. But it got to a point where it was like, really, you're making me pull on my ID? Like, And that reminded me of another time, which I won't go too far into, but I'm at a bus terminal around this time last year, and this guy comes up to me and my friend and is like, yo, you're a pretty girl, to my friend. And she's like, thanks. He's like, yo, where you from? She's like, Canada. He's like, no, but like, where's your background? And she's like, China. And he's like, yeah, I can tell. I can't remember. I want to say he was Chinese too, because I think I remember him saying, yo, me too, but I'm not sure. It's not relevant. He was like, where are you from, to me? And I was like, why? And he's like, I'm just asking. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm born here. And he's like, okay, but where's your background? My mom's from England. He's like, no, she's not. And I'm like, yeah, she is. And he's like, no, you look Indian. And I'm like, all right, sorry. Like, I wasn't gonna argue him on it again. He's like, you're Indian. I'm like, okay, thanks. And then I left. And he kept following me. He's like, you're not from England. And I'm like, okay, like, you don't know me. Like, I'm not gonna go too far into, like, how that argument went. But if you don't know someone, like, what is he even getting out of that? Like, I don't understand. Like, so basically where I'm going with all this is, don't assume things about people. And if you do tend to assume things because that's natural, and you get corrected because you're wrong, then accept that you're wrong, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people know themselves better than you do, especially if you've never met. Don't argue people on who they are. Don't argue people on where they're from. Don't argue people on what they do. Don't, like, just you don't know them, so just leave them alone. The teacher situation, I'm giving it a bit of, like, ease because, again, it is, like, he's the person of authority in the classroom and he's just trying to make sure everything is, like, correct. I understand that. He probably went about that the wrong way, but I understand what he was trying to do. In other situations where it's just, like, out of nowhere, where, like, that guy at the terminal, I didn't even know him. He didn't know me, and we were never gonna bump into each other again, so I don't know why he was talking to us. So yeah, if someone tells you something about themselves, respect that, leave it at that, address them by how they want you to address them, refer to them how they want you to refer to them, and don't argue them on it. It's as simple as that. That's pretty much it. I know that was a bit of a rant. I hope it wasn't too negative. I just needed to get that out there because it's simple. It's not hard stuff. Just respect people and just, that's it. I'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks for getting through this if you did. I know it was probably like a lot of rambling, but it's just something that's kind of important and I thought I should mention. So catch you next Wednesday. So just dropped my phone. Nice.